Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot.
Deke me lala, kai me hi. Tangi tauwa me.
Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bon julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
In this bulletin, People's Democratic Party announces first batch of candidates. Former women politicians show their support for Fiji First Party. And Prime Minister assures Neta Siri villages that all Itoke land are safeguarded in the Constitution. Good evening and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The People's Democratic Party has revealed its first batch of candidates who will contest under the party banner in the September 17 elections. While announcing 13 candidates in Lautoka today, party leader Felix Anthony believes this is the right team to move Fiji forward. Akasita Tale reports.
Close to 60 applications for candidacy were received by the People's Democratic Party. 20 candidates were to be announced today, but only 13 have been confirmed so far.
We're still awaiting police clearance on some of the names that I intended to announce, and therefore we'll hold that back until such time we're satisfied that all is good to make that announcement. And there will be additional next week on Saturday when the party meets at its annual delegates conference in Nosori to announce further candidates.
The candidates are activist Chone Mbaravilala, lawyer Vijay Singh, party president Linda Tambuya, party general secretary Satna Ryan, former civil servant Penny Turanga, former MP Dr. Emma Singovu, former party president Andy Siviangoro, unionist Eroni Ratwa Lesi, advisory councillor Salochana Sharma, youth advocate Josiah Loloma, Fiji's former trade representative to Taiwan Andy Varanisese Tavangia, Lololo forest director Ratu Ileasa Raseru, and PDP party leader Felix Anthony.
We are not going to be looking at people who simply have the urge to serve the people come elections only. That's not the kind of people we have been looking for.
Former National Youth Council Western representative and a human rights advocate, Chone Mbaravilala, is excited about the nomination and looks forward to campaigning.
This is one avenue that we can raise our voices, the issues that affect young people of this nation. Currently we have the very highest percentage of unemployment in this country, and that's one of the avenue that PDP will look into.
Former Member of Parliament, lawyer and businessman Vijay Singh hopes to do his country proud.
And I had good reasons to join his party, and I was, I think, first one to make the application. So wholeheartedly I'm for PDP.
The People's Democratic Party is confident it will field in the required 50 candidates to contest the national polls in September. Akusita Talei, FBC News.
The National Federation Party today announced 3 more candidates. This brings the total official number of candidates to contest under the party banner to 27. The candidates include social worker Khalid Ali of Ba, businessman Devendra Naidu, and veteran politician and trade unionist Pramod Rai. Bao chief and former politician Andi Lithia Thakambao and former Songsongo ni Vakavulewa ni Tauke General Secretary Emma Druavesi turned up at the Fiji First office today, pledging their support to the party. In previous years, the two women were vocal in their criticism against the current government. Today, they have changed their tune, saying they are happy with the changes brought about by the government and are ready to assist the Fiji First Party win the elections.
These are two very popular faces of politics. Andalithia Dakumbao is the former parliamentarian who contested under the Songo Songo Duavatan Levani Vanua party banner, whilst Emma Druavesi is a former General Secretary for Songo Songo ni Vakavulewa ni Tauke. The two today told FBC News the reasons behind their change in support.
Promotion of oneness as one nation, all people in one nation. Everybody is equal in terms of their rights in the nation. And also that the policies that they are carrying out now, like free education, free bus fares and all that, we had never experienced that.
71-year-old Ruavesi says they have experience in politics and are ready to offer their expertise to the Fiji First Party.
We just want to confirm that we support the First Fiji Party. We support with everything. If they want us to get involved in any party politics, we are, yes, we are glad to take over the role.
Andilithia Dakumbau says she has become a supporter of the party because she has seen changes that the present government has done after spending years in the United States. She says she is ready to advocate on women issues.
In the rights of women, the rights of children, that is very important to me, especially now when we do not have enough women in politics or who are standing because of the equality that is in our constitution.
The women say many will question why they have changed their alliance, adding one just has to see the positive changes that have happened in the country and take their cue from there. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has assured villagers of Nawaisomo in Neita Siri that Itoke land is protected under the 2013 Constitution. In a Talanoa session with the villagers yesterday, Bainimarama advised the people not to be easily swayed by politicians who say otherwise. Bainimarama stressed that politicians are lying if they say they will make changes to the 2013 Constitution, as it is not so easy to do so. Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports.
The head of government warned the villagers to be wary of politicians who will use land issues as part of their political campaign.
Don't worry about your land. It is protected under the 2013 Constitution. I'm talking from the basis of the Constitution. There will be politicians who will bring this issue to you as part of their campaign. This was the same thing that happened in 2000, and we ended up in a dark area of corruption. We should not go back there.
The villagers were reminded that Section 28, subsection 1 of the Constitution states the ownership of all Itoke land shall remain with the customary owners of that land, and Itoke land shall not be permanently alienated, whether by sale, grant, transfer, or exchange, except to state. Bainimarama says whatever politicians are saying is vote buying.
I am not saying this to get you to vote for me on the basis of what I am telling you. I want to tell you the truth. All they want is to get you to vote for them, but nothing will change in the Constitution as your land is well protected under the Constitution.
Bainimarama went on to say that the very politicians who are now bringing up the issue of Itoke land security are the same ones who were part of those who sold it in the past.
Those who are talking now were the ones who sold Itoke land. They want the reinstatement of the Great Council of Chiefs and Senate to protect the Itoke land. These two bodies were there. The Itoke land was sold in Denarau. That was the SVT government back then. The SDL government was the one that sold Momi and Natandola. They moved it from Crown land to freehold. I stopped this practice, which is the transfer of any Crown land to freehold.
Bainimarama also clarified that his reassurance to the people during the Talanoa session is not part of his elections campaign, as his government will continue with its service to the people if voted back into power. Vasita Kotumwasawasa, FBC News.
The Fiji Labour Party held its National Council meeting behind closed doors in Lautoka today to discuss issues about the elections. Attended by close to 70 representatives from around the country, the party is adamant there is more support now. Akasita Tale reports.
The Fiji Labour Party will announce more of its candidates nominated for the September 17 elections next week.
We'll be announcing them later, I think by the 8th of July or so. We have 8 or 9 more names, but they will be announced in a week's time.
The party has received more than 50 applications, but these have been screened. The party has yet to confirm whether it will contest all 50 seats.
We're working out our strategies because we don't have single-member constituencies anymore. So therefore, we have to see what is the best option to maximize on the number of seats that we can win under the current system.
The party says it has more support now compared to previous years.
This election, though very difficult and challenging, what we are experiencing right now with the response from the people, we feel very good about it. Because we've always remained a multiracial party, and the responses from both the major groups, the Indo-Fijians and Indigenous, is very, very good. It's been, as far as this is my 4th election. This is the best that I've seen.
FLP is expected to hold a campaign meeting in Lautoka later this evening. Ako si Tatalei, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Fiji looking to tap into giant squid fishery.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottled cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back to FBC News. A new classroom block at Nawaisomo Primary School in Neitasiri has been officially opened by the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama. Bainimarama urged parents and guardians to encourage their children to succeed as government is providing free education for all students. Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says his government has worked to ensure that rural and maritime schools get the same resources made available to those in the urban areas.
For the parents and guardians, we must all encourage our children to attend to school and study hard. Now that my government has made education free and gives more grants to schools, there should be no excuse for children not to attend the schools.
For the villagers of Nawaisomo in Neitasiri, the Prime Minister's visit was an emotional one.
I am so happy with the Prime Minister's visit to our school, including the government officials. We, the mothers at Nawaisomo, had been looking forward and planning for this day, especially having the Prime Minister here to grace the occasion.
For the students who started off from Nawaisomo, many of them are now employed in various government ministries, engineers, some are in England, Syria and Sinai. Others are doctors and nurses, and with a new renovation, this will help lift the standard of academic results at our school.
Our forefathers, who have always worked for the good of the school, are no longer here. Today we are still going through the same hardships they did, and we are happy to have the Prime Minister come to our village today.
Bainimarama told the villagers there is absolutely no reason anymore for any Fijian student to not finish high school or not go to university with the provision of free education in place. The new classroom block was funded by government at a cost of $32,000. It is the latest addition, close to $47 million now spent by government on development projects in Neitasiri. Osita Kotimaswasa, FBC News.
Fiji is looking to tap into the giant squid fishery. A research is currently being undertaken to determine if Fiji has breeding grounds of giant squid and whether local small-scale fishermen can tap into this market. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
These giant squid species were captured in our waters in the joint research by the Department of Fisheries and the Secretariat of the Pacific Community.
So far we've done Kandavu and just outside Suva. So it's there. Given the type of the sea bottom that we've identified. If it's there, then it will be available in a lot of places around Fiji. Probably off Ngau, off Tavioni, Sabsavu, probably to the north. Looks like some good grounds there. Yasawa grounds looks good, Mamanuda.
The Fijian government wants to move away from capture and wild fishery and concentrate on targeted species. It now wants to see if these species of giant squids thrive in Fiji's climatic conditions and if it will be accepted locally.
The catches indicate a very promising result, and which could be further investigated in the from now till October this year.
The aim is for them to give out sample pieces to restaurants, hotels, and for feedback. And then probably later, if there's a demand, then the government the fisheries can go out and train fishermen to meet the demand that's available.
A giant squid sells for $12 a kilogram in Japan, where there is a huge demand. Now, depending on the feedback received locally, this new fishery could be the next big thing to hit our fisheries sector.
The process probably will be, we will go into other areas once that is confirmed by research, and then we can develop the fishery where there will be special licenses for this, and then of course the marketing as well.
We will try the tourism market with resorts in Fiji. Also we will investigate markets through InfoFish in Malaysia.
The government is willing to invest in this new fishery as the benefits will be huge, given that Fiji is now able to access more markets in the Asia region. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
Women are encouraged to speak up and promote their own businesses by learning the skills themselves. Ellen Stoltz reports this was the message behind the Women in Business workshop held in Suva today.
Mother, entrepreneur and Women in Business executive Jody Kihi says the key to success lies in speaking up for oneself.
I think a lot of women need to speak up and be proud of themselves and to say what they're capable of doing. It's so easy not to push yourself forward and present yourself and be a public speaker and that, get out there and promote your own business.
Holding similar workshops in Lautoka, Singatoka, Nandi and soon in Savsavu, Women in Business executive Nurbano Ali explains what the workshop entailed.
Providing these basic skills, the tools which are necessary, such as how to register, what type of company what type of business to register, and then be able to do a cash flow and financial management of your business to make it grow and make it happening, and how to market.
36-year-old Rosi Marama saw the advertisement in the paper and explains why she wanted to attend the workshop.
We covered about financing, costings, how to actually cost your items, and working on a budget and maintaining your cash flows. So that was very interesting. It works for the business, it also works for me as an individual.
The organization has not only grown in size but also in popularity, with more than 200 people registered in Suva alone. Ellen Stoltz, FBC News.
Coming up on FBC Sports Chess Championship draws interest from youngsters. And Fiji swimming squad to Commonwealth Games undergo vigorous training.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore. I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot. Deke me lala, kai me high. Tangi tauwa me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bo julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome to FPC Sports. Now, more youngsters are showing interest in the Rajneesh Parmeshwar Memorial Chess Championship this year. Josephine Navula reports at least 20 participants are expected to walk away with prizes at the end of the competition tonight. 9 trophies and $1,000 cash prize are up for grabs.
Children as young as 6 years turned up for the local chess competition this morning. Former Secretary and National Instructor Krishnil Nair says it is very good to see a lot of turnout.
Every year we can see more and more likes of youngsters coming and participating in the event, and this only shows the amount of interest that the children in Fiji have in chess.
The competition has not only attracted competitors, but major international assistance as well.
The chief executive of South FIDE, the world governing body, came to Fiji to conduct a training course, a seminar, whereby up to 20 titles were given out, including FIDE instructor and national instructors. It was a great achievement for Fiji.
Acting President Kelvin Prasad says this is one of the tournaments people look forward to.
Rajneesh Memorial is one of our strongest and premier tournaments in the entire year. So we have most of our elite players and our top junior players being represented here.
18-year-old James Zhang says the competition gets tougher by the years.
Every time I compete, the players just getting stronger and stronger. Yeah, it's hard to win.
The tournament is held every year to commemorate the loss of the talented chess player Rajneesh Parmeshwar, who died in a car accident 14 years ago. Josephine Nabula, FBC Sports.
The Fiji swimmers have a busy schedule ahead of them as they prepare for 3 major events on their calendar. Swimmers Kinva Nichols and Tevita Takayawa will be taking part in the Pan-Pacific Championships in Gold Coast in Australia from the 21st to the 25th of next month. 16 swimmers have been selected to represent Fiji in the Junior Pan-Pacific Swimming Championships from 27th to 30th of next month in Maui in Hawaii. Meanwhile, Fiji's swimming team to the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland is anticipating a tough competition. 6 swimmers, William Clark, Meli Malani, Matilita Mwonromo, Thierry Eresito, Caroline Puamau and Cheyenne Rover are going the extra mile in their training.
Caroline's the eldest. She's been to a few Olympics and Commonwealth. She still goes there for experience, no matter how old you are. So, and because you've got that exposure behind you already, there's always new things that you learn. So, going into it, and just everything's changed. So, just getting into a new environment, and of course, the climate is a bit different. So, we're going over a bit earlier to climatize.
An Australian swimmer, Patrick Murphy, is helping the swimmers prepare for the big event. Tauranga rugby team continued its impressive run in the Skipper Cup match against Nandi at Lawanga Park in Tauranga. The side defeated Nandi 26-7 and remains unbeaten for another week. In the other matches played today, Lautoka defeated Tavua 8-7. Northland had to fight tooth and nail to beat Maduata 32-31. Vatukola defeated Ovalau 32-18. And the Morsi proved too strong for Tailevu 27-12, while here at home, Suva defeated Neitasiri 17-5. The Draketi football team thrashed Bua 5-0 in the Fiji Sun Skipper Tuna National League today. Bua earlier lost to Taviuni 4-1. In the other matches played today, Taviuni defeated Senganga 2-1, while Savasavu defeated Nandongo 2-1. Meanwhile, the Super Premier match between Navua and Rewa, scheduled for tomorrow at Ratudakambao Park, has been postponed due to the pitch being in an unplayable condition. Lautoka will host Tauranga at Churchill Park in Lautoka at 3 p.m. Fine weather prevailed around the country today. A weakening frontal system lies north of Fiji and extends southeastwards towards southern Cooks. Lambasa was a high of 32 degrees this afternoon. Lautoka was the only other centre that reached 30 degrees on the temperature chart. Nandi and Bar recorded 29 degrees and Suva and Savasavu were on 29 degrees today. Tomorrow, fine weather is forecast for all centres throughout the day. As for the further outlook, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas, heavily southwesterly swells over southern Lao waters, Kandavu Passage and southern Koro Sea. Elsewhere, moderate southwesterly swells. Recapping our headlines tonight. People's Democratic Party announces first batch of candidates. Former women politicians show their support for Fiji First Party. And Prime Minister assures Neitasiri villages that all Itoke land are safeguarded in the Constitution. Now on to the poll question. Should there be more policing of nightclubs? Visit our FPC website to take part. And remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. Now, before we leave, these pictures of an accident outside Galoa village in Serua were sent in by a witness this afternoon. No one was injured. So please keep safe on the roads and drive carefully. That's news for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Good evening.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Batu Cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.